AITA for not punishing my daughters for pranking my ex's mistress at her wedding, causing her to get diarrhea? My 42F ex-husband, 44M, cheated on me when we were married. I have two 16-year-old twin daughters who haven't really coped well with their father cheating on their mother with a much younger woman in her 30s. They hate her and I haven't really encouraged my daughters to consider her a maternal figure. The mistress also knew we were married and were having problems, and she had an equal part in ruining my marriage as she pursued him first. They were working in the same office. I try to maintain a civil relationship with my husband and we co-parent and have 50-50 custody. After a year now, my husband married the mistress, which personally felt like a slap on my face and a funeral of my marriage as I still had some love, even though he didn't deserve it, for him. I was obviously not a part of the wedding festivities. My daughters are teenagers and act out like teenagers do. Lately, I've seen an increased amount of aggression in them, and their teachers have also brought to my attention that they have bullied a girl who was dating their common friend's ex. It's just not a great situation and they are currently on the wait list for individual counseling. My daughters do not like the mistress and are very disrespectful towards her. My husband wanted me to intervene and facilitate a civil dynamic, but honestly, why should I care how my daughters treat the woman who tore apart our family? Don't get me wrong, I hate him more than her, but we could have resolved our issues on our own if she hadn't inserted herself in our marriage. There's always a possibility. Anyway, during the rehearsal dinner, the bride apparently had to leave for bathroom every 5 minutes. Turns out she got diarrhea and was pretty upset about it, lol. The next day, her stomach issues weren't as bad, but it was still a miserable day for her, and as a bride I can understand the fear of exploding one from your bum. She had a constant pain in her stomach the entire day, and my husband had to postpone his honeymoon because she developed a stomach bug. Safe to say her nuptial and post-nuptials were ruined, haha. My daughters gleefully told me that they had crushed up some strong laxatives and spiked her food with it. The right approach would have been to scold them for what they did, but I did have a good laugh over it. I did tell them that what they did was inappropriate and they shouldn't repeat it, but I'm not going to punish them for it as I understood where their actions came from. I do not condone it, but still had a good laugh over it. My husband found out what had happened and he wants to ground our both daughters. He wants to take away their phones for a whole month, but I purchased them new ones. They had iPhone XS and they both turned 17 in 2 weeks, so I consider it a birthday gift when they got here. I disagreed with him and told him that when my daughters stay with me, I'm not gonna punish them for a silly prank. To their credit, they didn't intend to ruin her wedding day, that's why I decided to prank her only on the rehearsal dinner. I just don't think punishing them when they are hurting like this is going to help. My husband has no intentions of ever telling the mistress what my daughters did though. She probably thinks she got food poisoning/intolerance and doesn't want to discuss it out of embarrassment. AITA?